Hi, I'm Marshall. I'm the owner of Going Gear. Now, I don't normally do reviews on knives, and I don't normally do reviews on limited edition items. Now, I'm going to start getting more into knives, but limited edition items, the videos I've made in the past have always come back to bite me. By the time I get the video up, we're sold out of the thing, or I'll put it up and a couple weeks later the things are completely gone and we're never going to be able to get them again. And as a dealer, it's not the smartest thing for me to get you all excited about something that I can't sell to you. Most of the guys on YouTube don't have a problem with that because they're not the ones selling it to you. But in my case, a little bit different situation. But I'm going to make an exception for probably my favorite knife ever made, custom or production. It's definitely up there in the list. It's a zero tolerance 777. So let's take a little bit closer look at this thing. So here we are with a couple of the M390 versions of the 777. So when they originally announced this, it actually had a composite steel on the blade, and they did produce quite a few of the ones with the composite steel. They just had a couple of steels that they welded together and then machined and ground it down to make the final blade. But from what I understand, they had some production issues, probably had a pretty high reject rate, which is not a good thing to have as a manufacturer. And I'm glad they decided to switch over to the M390 instead of completely caning the project, because we were able to get our hands on some. As a dealer, we got a handful of them that we sold in seconds, but otherwise we wouldn't have gotten any, so I am happy that they switched over to the M390. And honestly, while I would gladly pick up one of the composite ones if I could get my hands on one, I really like the way the M390 looks. It gives it a little bit of a sleeker, just more simple look, just a cleaner lines and everything, and I like that in knives, especially when you get into the higher end stuff. So these are the M390 versions, the couple of different ones that we have here. We have the one that we got at Going Gear, and this is one that I got from a buddy of mine on one of the forums. He found one of these for me and picked it up for me. And it's basically the same thing, you just have a black coating on the blade. So still M390 steel, still same specs and everything, just a black coating on the blade. So that's the only difference between those two. So let's talk about the specs of the 777. So you've got a 3.8 inch blade on here, 8.8 inches overall, 5 inches closed length. Weight on this is 4.2 ounces, which that's one of the first things you notice when you pick this thing up, is how lightweight it is. I mean, a lot of times you pick up a knife this size, almost 4 inches blade, you've got a decent weight on it. It kind of feels heavy in the hands, and absolutely not so in this case. Most of the handle down here is going to be carbon fiber. And it's a pretty cool way that they have that set up. So you've got almost entirely carbon fiber on this side, except, you got the pivot and stuff and screws like that. But most of this side is carbon fiber, and actually most of this side is carbon fiber as well. What they did, instead of having a side that's a bunch of stainless steel or titanium, they actually integrated the titanium lock bar into the carbon fiber. So it's a pretty cool setup that they have here. And they've got some nice touches on there. They've got the custom pivot hardware on there. They've got the adjustable lock bar. So titanium wearing against stainless steel. Over time, you can start wearing against that, and that's no fun. You've got this expensive limited run knife that all of a sudden doesn't lock up that well, so you can actually adjust that. So if it ever wears down, you can adjust where it locks up. Even right now you can adjust. You can make it earlier or later, however you want to have it set up. But you can make sure that you never have to send your knife in for repair because of the lock bar. So pretty cool setup that they have on there. Nice clip. I really like the way they integrated it into the handle. They made an area for it in the carbon fiber. Looks pretty cool how they integrated it in. It's not reversible, so it's attached on there. You can't flip it over to the other side or do like the quad position like they do on a lot of the zero tolerances. But that's where I put mine anyway, so I'm okay with it being there. Some of you might not be, and just keep that in mind if you ever want to pick one of these up on the secondary market. So again, M390 blade steel on here. If you've never dealt with M390, really great blade steel. I've had really good luck on the few knives that I've owned that have had M390. Really good corrosion resistance, fantastic edge retention. That's one of the things I noticed about it, is how well it kept an edge. So I was cutting stuff all the time, and it always kept a nice sharp edge. So it's nice that they used a really premium steel on this, which of course they did for being such a limited nice knife. So let's talk about the ergonomics of the 777. That's one of the other things I really like about it. It feels really good in the hand. We already talked about the weight, the nice lightweight feel of it. The carbon fiber is got a smooth look to it, but actually has a very subtle texture to it, so it holds in the hand really, really well. So you get just enough grippiness where your hand's just not sliding all over the place. and it has a good feel to it just overall. You know, if you're using a knife in cold weather and you have titanium or aluminum or stainless steel or any of the other metals on there, it's not the best thing to hold with your bare hand. You know, it can get kind of uncomfortable, especially when you're first using it. Carbon fiber just feels good in the hand, even in cold weather or hot weather or whatever you're using it in. You know, it just has a good feeling to it when you're holding on to it. It fills up the hand pretty well. You can kind of see I have probably about medium-sized hands. If I wear gloves, they're either mediums or larges. So you can kind of get an idea of how it fills the hand. Got a little bit of jimping there on the back of the blade. Not enough where it's just going to shred your thumb. You know, I've definitely had knives. I'm sure we've all had knives like that, where it just shreds your thumb because the jimping is so aggressive. But it's just aggressive enough to where it holds your thumb in place really, really well when you're using it, but not so aggressive that it's just going to shred all the skin off your thumb. So there you go. And again, same exact thing on the M390, or on the black version of the M390. You just have that black coating on there. So same materials, same specs and everything except for the coating. We didn't really talk about the ball bearing system. So it has the KVT ball bearing system, super smooth action on it, flips out really, really smoothly and evenly. You know, there's no assisted mechanism in there, just the ball bearing system. So you don't even have to flick your wrist, you just pop it open and it comes out really smoothly and reliably. If you've never used a knife with a ball bearing system, they are a treat to use. they come out so smoothly and evenly, and you know, you don't have all the restrictions that you have around them in a lot of countries and places around the world with the assisted opening. Assuming you can get a knife this size that locks, of course. But, you know, a little bit more likely than assisted knives in some places. So anyway, really super smooth action on it. You know, the handful that we got, they all were like that. So the couple that I have here, they both have the same kind of really smooth action on the ball bearing system. Just really easy to open and close for that matter. You know, the lock is very secure. There's no blade play at all. You're not seeing that blade move up and down or side to side at all. So really good, secure locking on there, but it's still easy to open. You know, you don't get any of the stickiness that you get with some of the titanium lock bars out there. So still really easy to move over and close the blade. So that's a nice touch that they have on there. I'm assuming that that little piece right there is titanium as well. I haven't seen any specs that say otherwise. So I think that little piece is titanium as well. And you don't get the stickiness that you get sometimes with titanium against the stainless steel. So anyway, there you go. That is the Zero Tolerance 777. Normally this is the part where I say you can buy it from me at goinggear.com, but you can't because we sold out of these in minutes. I just wanted to show you guys a very, very special knife. Again, probably one of my favorite knives of all time, if not my favorite, including a lot of the customs that are on the market. They just did a really bang-up job on this. Fantastic knife from Zero Tolerance. Made in the US, lifetime warranty, good stuff. Of course, if you want any other models, any of their production models, you can get them from us at goinggear.com. 560, 566, bunch of other models, including their upcoming stuff, are just fantastic. They make very, very good stuff. That's it. Thanks for watching.